Hello and welcome back to Midlife Rises. I'm Cheryl. Today I want to talk to you about fruit of the Spirit. What is fruit of the Spirit? Fruit of the Spirit is joy, peace, love, goodness, kindness, patience, and the one I like most of all is self-control. Self-control is a hell of a thing because it can be used poorly in a lot of areas, especially when we get to the point of midlife. We have a lot of things that we're dealing with around this time. So without the self-control, we can be involved with being an alcoholic, a drug addict. It's just so many things that can go wrong when you don't have the fruit of the Spirit. So I wanted to talk to you a little about that because we wrote an article on laughter. The thing about life is, in my opinion, if you take it, because that's how I go about my life, if you take it too seriously, you can really run yourself ragged. And it's very, very easy to do because, we've got the competition and we go after things in the wrong way and for the wrong reasons. So we come up against these issues and then we get trapped in our own system. And that is where the bitterness, the vindictiveness, the depression, anxiety. I mean, I myself have issues with anxiety, but anxiety can come for different reasons. In my case, it's racing thoughts and doing too much. And it's your body's way of saying, you're in overload. But having fruit of the Spirit is just such a wonderful thing because no matter what, you bounce back and you learn to see the glass half full. I mean, all of these items that I'm talking about, you really can't achieve that on your own. You've got to have something you believe in, which is why we did a spirituality piece. We're trying to really cover all of the bases, that has to do with the makeup of the mind, because it's your frame of mind, it's the way you think, the way you analyze things, your perception on things. It all intertwines, and this is where the Bible and being a believer comes in. So please look at our 28-minute pieces. We have one for 28 minutes and we have one, like we're doing now, our weekly videos, which is like 10 minutes or so on spirituality because it's important. It's very, very, very important because the way we try to deal with life sometimes is not the right way. I'm not an expert, but I am a believer and I don't do anything without faith. Check out our spirituality piece because that has a lot to do with our topic for this week. The devil, you always hear, well, the devil made me do it, or, the devil is a busy man. And that statement is so very true because Satan has a way that he attacks the mind. That is where he goes. Because when you do a lot of thinking and you think the wrong thoughts, this is where he gets access to you. And I have to tell you that isolation, which most people, elderly people do, isolation is not a good thing to do. It is not a good thing in the sense where you're setting yourself up for trouble. Because when you're thinking the wrong thoughts and you're not able to really talk with someone that can set you straight or to kind of give you a different frame of mind, it's a playground for him. And growing up, I've always heard the idle mind is a playground for the devil. That is very, very true. That old adage is very true because that's what happens. And if you're not able to ward him off with prayers and, knowing the right things to say, and that's why we stress getting yourself a good Bible. For me, I always say do an Amplified Bible because it's written in a very simple way. It's written in a way where you can understand. It's very interesting because when we get to the point of midlife, we can identify. We can identify with a lot of things, and it is very easy to become angry. And if you don't have the fruit of the Spirit, which you need to have something within you that helps you to get that. You really can't do that on your own. You have to be a believer and you have to understand the rock you stand on and you have to believe that there is someone higher than us that's controlling things and guiding you and that faith. Bottom line, you've got to have that faith because we're not alone and we cannot do anything without the help of the Holy Spirit. I just came from church and everything that was said is what I know and what I've tested and what I feel I know within my heart. And so fruit of the Spirit is something that I've had since I know myself. And I'm basically a happy person, and I know that pisses a lot of people off, and that's probably why I have problems sometimes, because people look at me and they think, she's always happy and look at her. But I have problems like everybody else. I just know what I know. And I go by that, and I go by the inner feelings. And if I'm not happy, I address why I'm not happy, and I go after things that will stabilize me where my happiness is concerned, because happiness is a frame of mind. And you have to think happy, and you have to do the things that make you happy, because it really isn't healthy walking around being miserable, because it shows, eventually it shows. And being bitter and angry, and it's not worth the while. You'll be a lot better if you get the fruit of the spirit, where you're just full of joy and happiness and peaceful and forgiving, and have your self-control, because you can, depression, it spawns from that. Depression mostly, I don't want to say anxiety and stress and stuff, but I know depression can spring from that stuff when you're not thinking in the right way, and you just take your brain and send all the wrong messages. You can really mess yourself up. So just thrive to be a happy person, and it will turn itself around when you think and look at things with more light. All right? So don't forget to visit us at midliferises.com. Check out all of the inspirational readings that we have there. Good stuff there for you. Look at our spirituality piece. We did one for 28 minutes, and we also have one for these 10-minute videos. So just browse around and subscribe. Subscribe to our channel so that you'll get notified of our weekly videos. All right? And we will see you next time. We look forward to it. Take care now. Bye-bye.